like gravity. The rhythm of our hearts is all around. A bond, a pledge, a common thread connects us in a unifying sound. Like the pounding of a drum, steady spinning around the sun. The beating of our hearts echoes straight up to the stars. For all the world to hear, it never fades. Steady, are you ready? Can you feel it? Here it comes. Oh, come together as one. Like a wave across the ocean. Like a river in love when your heart's wide open. Sound, it's in all that we are. Feel it in the beat. Feel it in the beat of your heart. It's the beating of our hearts. A hope, a dream, the space between. There's magic here in every rise and fall. And it's bigger than us all. Can you feel it when it comes? Syncopating in your chest. Take it in and take a breath. It's everywhere and every one of us. Steady, are you ready? Can you feel it? Here it comes. Oh, come together as one. Like a wave across the ocean. Like a river in love when your heart's wide open. Sound, it's in all that we are. Feel it in the beat. Feel it in the beat of your heart. It's the beating of our hearts. One single moment in time, resounding all together. Every beat aligns. So look around and hear it loud. The echo of our heart. Come together as one. Like a wave across the ocean. Like a river in love when your heart's wide open. Sound, it's in all that we are. Feel it in the beat. Feel it in the beat of your heart. Beating of our hearts. Beating of our hearts.
It's all a part of one heartbeat. It's all a part of one heartbeat. Can you hear the pattern of the rainfall? See the sun, it dances with the moon. Every breath we ever take, it's keeping time, it never breaks. Feel it in the movement of the ocean. Wind that sways the trees, it's all in tune. In every chest there pounds a drum. The symphony goes on and on. One heartbeat, unending. Every song on every shore. It's all a part of one heartbeat, one rhythm. Just listen, the harmony we're searching for. It's all a part of one heartbeat. 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 Can you hear the song of past and present? In the air, it's everywhere we go. Humming like a melody, echoing what's meant to be. One heartbeat.
What a fast transition. Maybe not? Okay, yeah, we're good.
to the Great Gathering.
Welcome.
Welcome. Bienvenue. Marhaba.
Yokoso.
Welcome.
Benvenuti.
Willkommen.
Karibu.
Huayin.
Willkommen.
Bienvenidos.
Everyone on this earth is part of the great symphony of us. Each of us a unique instrument, playing harmony to one another. And even though we are all playing different parts, it's our unified heartbeat that connects us, reminding us that we are more alike than we are different. A rhapsody of rhythms that unites us and connects us through commonalities of the heart.
That doesn't look half bad. As much as I don't want to say it, there's nothing added to it. That's great. That's fantastic. Well, I guess just depending on how you look at it, how fantastic it is. I want to see what that looks like. Render it in place. We're just going to do H264. I want to see what it looks like. That, I mean, I think it looks really. Yeah, blow it up and see. Looks clear. Yeah, there are three angles that are very easy to grade. This is one of them. The 35 and this one here is was easy to grade. The up close was very easy to grade. The middle of World Showcase 14 and 35 are complicated. Canada Pavilion is complicated. The 14 millimeter off that was shot on night one is complicated because there's just so much going on. It's too bright. The ISO settings first night was too bright. But there are other parts of the show where it looks fantastic. But everything that has just too much white is just too much white, unfortunately. But I should be able to. I've been practicing off stream some what was that? 14 millimeter Italy. Okay. When we blow it up here, we can obviously see, if we're going to pixel peep here, we can see we've got a barrel of noise across the entire scene. So we need to make adjustments there. But I bet you wouldn't even be able to tell the noise is there if it was watched on a phone, because it's a smaller screen. So, and I think it has to do with the size of my monitor as to why it looks that way. But I don't even really think you can see it on stream. Go into full. Oh. Yeah, but I mean, like, in order to see it, you really, really, really gotta squint to see it. But let's decompose to the original. I want to go back and I want to fix the noise reduction. And that's temporal. That's what that is. That's temporal noise. That right there. So that's our first mistake, is we did not swap off of proxies. Now we can obviously see the noise. We can see the noise in our scopes too. All this blurry that you have here, that's noise. Now you can see all the noise within the scene. We've taken all the noise reduction out. This is the actual, not the proxy, but the camera itself. And you can see how much noise is in the scene. So now we're gonna try to fix this. That. Right there should be good. Come to our chromas. Let's do our spatial. I really want to make this into large. Maybe we'll get a better turnout here. Our temporal, just a little test. Okay, right there. About there should be good. And that should be good. And zoom in here. We can still see a little. And there's obviously a massive change. But there's still some here. What if I turn this into large as well? I feel like it honestly, it might be temporal. I can't remember if this every different ones. Let's try 4. Let's try 3. That's perfect right there. That already looks a ton better. So 3 is very, very good. Okay, let's look at it in real time. Render it in place. If that is the case, then we're going to have to go back and regrade the other stuff, because now that we're not using proxies when we color grade, one of the biggest things is not using your proxies when you color grade, because you have a lower resolution, smaller pixels. That's why you don't do that. Your boy made this. I did make that mistake, but I'm glad that I realized it before I started. I did that for the entirety of Happily Ever After, but by the time I reached the end, I wasn't going to go back and just start over. And I was crunched for time too. I was literally like 2 weeks away from the premiere, so I didn't have a choice. Had to put it out. But it does look a lot better though. Here we go. That's a lot better. I can already tell you now it's a lot better. I mean, we still have some noise, but I really don't think it's noise. I think it's one of those things where you're really not going to be able to tell the difference there. For pixel peeping, we're never going to be able to get all of the noise out, but it looks a lot better. The only thing I don't like is the shade of blue on the lights over here. The shade of blue of those lights, they seem to be a little bright, and when the effect of the lights comes in, it kind of overshadows it. Okay. That looks a lot better. All right, so 3 frames is going to be where we go. Let's decompose. And let's go to our curves. Where are we looking like here? Okay, what if we made it? Let's turn the noise reduction off, because that is really... I think that there would be fine. Let's see. I feel like that would be good. Okay, so we're going to work our way back. There and here. If we started there at that point, I really don't think these are going to be an issue. I think the only thing that's going to be an issue here might be the noise reduction. Okay, yeah, we can obviously see here now we have a white balance problem, we have a saturation problem, and we have some noise. We're going to come here, we're going to adjust our noise first. And there's a lot. Dude, they are really promoting this Final Destination movie, man. All right, let's come here. Oh man, never a dull moment. Out center. Hey, what's up, Jacob? I'm not sure. He was here earlier. Let's see. Oh, see? Viper's still there. Sorry, I'm dealing with something quickly. Oh, nothing. Got caught on the brain. Yeah, that happened. Trying some cod. Oh, we just got done. All right. Dealing with this. Somebody is, I think, one of the Facebook groups I'm in. Is just randomly started messaging me on WhatsApp. How they were able to get my number, I don't know. That's how. Yeah, it was just some random ass post, and here I'll send it to you. I send it to both of y'all. I'm sitting here trying to. My first time watching your channel, Debbie. I appreciate it, Debbie. I appreciate it. Sorry for the late response. I think that this one that I Maybe some of these older pictures. Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm boring. I don't ever do anything. I don't do anything with anybody. I don't do anything to anybody. So I mean, I'm pretty boring. So I'm not sure what the issue is. Uh, it's ugh. Trying to figure out exactly how to handle this situation. Uh, I think I know what it has to do with because yeah, it came off of WhatsApp, and it's obvious that the telephone number is obviously from Germany, but the thing is nobody that's on my friends list would send this to me because well, I'm boring, you know, and I've got nothing but friends and family on my Facebook, so it's got to be either somebody that's following me or somebody that just wants to mess with people and this and that. They didn't give any personal details to me. They just, stated the state that I live in. And I do believe that if you were to look at my profile from a different, like, hmm, uh, I can pull up somebody else's profile from it and do it a lot faster. Doesn't. Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure how and why and what and how all of this plays out, but it's one of those things where it's kind of put me in a difficult spot because now based on what's happening I can't just not say anything, so I have to take some sort of action and let the people who are supposed to handle it, and then that way if something happens then it happens. But one of those things where you know what do you do type of thing. Am I a little nervous? Yeah, not really, but because there's no real personal details in it except the fact of the state that I live, which is a pretty big place. And the pictures of my son could have came off my Instagram, you know. So Hmm. Don't really know how to handle that one. That's an interesting one. I do know that even if I was, didn't like somebody, I would never send them anything like that because one, it's you're kind of putting yourself out there because now everything's digital and everything's tracked. So I mean, your IP address is automatically tracked once you send that stuff. So and it's kind of dumb, but based on the pictures that are in here, I'm pretty sure it's one of the groups, one of the dental groups that I'm in. So why is everything so? No? Oh, there we are. Waiting for clarity to kick in. I don't know, man. I mean, when I go through here and I click on other people's profiles, uh, I don't pull up people's, even some people's state. Maybe it's some people has their stuff like locked or whatever. I don't know. Let me go down here. Sure, this group's full of a bunch of retards, so click on it. Good. Yeah, yeah. Even then, it doesn't show anything. But you can get that. I think you can get that if you follow someone. You can see the city and state they live in. I think, but so I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. Yeah, city and state's public. Friends only. I'm gonna take a little break, and if somebody thinks I should be worried about it, then we're gonna make a call. Don't like calling this guy, but we're gonna make a call. I'll be right back. Why do these things always happen to me? Oh. All right, back to bigger and more exciting things. All right, this is the Canada shot. We can obviously see considerable amount of noise here and even in our scopes. All right. There we go. We're good there. We shouldn't have any noise, hardly, in this shot. Not too much. Not too bad. But we're going to tighten it up just to be on the safe side. What? I think today when we video call, we should go through the socials and kind of set the privacy settings up. I don't know a lot about that. Yes, your husband, the nerd, doesn't know a lot about that. So maybe we can go through it together and you can show me how to limit that stuff, take care of all of that stuff. All right, Lumas. Beautiful. Yeah, we'll go through it today when we talk here in a few hours. Uh, Try to lock that stuff out, and honestly, I'd rather just get off there publicly with other people and stuff like that because of this type of situation. Uh, I would just setting it to just friends, and we probably end up going through there and figuring out what is what, who is who, type of thing, and remove. But when you call today, we're definitely going to handle. Probably going to end up taking legal action this case because some people who don't think about these things, they'll think that it's serious, and they can end up scamming some of a lot of money, or it end up a big ordeal with someone else. The only stuff you can't limit is YouTube. Yes, you're absolutely right. The only stuff I can't limit is YouTube. But when someone says that type of stuff and then they follow it up towards the end of the message and they say, I need to send them 2,000 Bitcoin, that is 100%. It made me laugh. Not only did it make me laugh, but the person that was supposedly threatening me sent me what account I was supposed to send it to. So you would think that people would think about this stuff before they do it. But not everyone uses their brain the way they're supposed to. So it's fine. Yeah, and it's not the first time this type of thing has happened. It's usually happened to me before, but it's happened in the retrospect of someone calling me, like a scam call or something, saying I owe back taxes or something, and this and that. And it's always been, oh, you'll go to jail if you don't send us money for this or that. And now it's, oh, you're gonna die if you don't send me this. So we're gonna go through today, and we're gonna, go ahead and start limiting and removing people just to be on the safe side. Not really worried about it because a lot of the pictures and stuff that are on there on my profile are kind of public. So it's one of those things where anybody can get access to it. So I just don't know. Okay. Of course. love what makes this entire thing hilarious is this guy sent me the account where I was supposed to send the money to. The account is more than likely in their name. So that's what makes this so funny is because you can obviously, because of extenuating circumstances, you can, it's so easy to track that type of stuff. Bitcoin is the most trackable income in the world. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying though. Man, I really wanted to spend time starting to grade, but now I got to take this seriously, apparently, according to everybody else. About right there. There. Actually, it's got to be 3 frames. Germany. It's a Germany number. All right there. That's good. And that's large. Yeah. And now we are at the starting. Like I said, people that scam have no brain. Okay. Whoops. 3 large. All right. That's okay. So that looks good. Move on to this one. Remove the effects here. So don't think we're going to need them going forward. I think we already did this one, if I remember correctly. Doo boo doo. All right. Yes, we did do this one already. Do 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 boom. All right. Oh, of course not. Now, no, I really don't think you understand. The way things happen here in the U.S. are way different than the things happen over there. You call the police because somebody's scamming you. These police officers will call them and this type of I mean, this person is just continuously feeding more and more information. So he, she, it, they, them, who can keep up these days? But either way, it's just an information minefield. So the more and more I do nothing, the more and more that this person just gives away and gives away and gives away. And when it talks about potentially, hurting and killing someone, at that point, I don't have a choice. At that point, my hands are tied. I've got to say something now. So, and was I be worried about some? I'm not worried about that. Was in the military. We ain't worried about that. But the fact that they wanted to mention they've done this to somebody else and ended up killing somebody, I kind of don't have a choice at that point. Oh. All right. That is there. That right there. All right. I think we are starting over now. All right. We are caught up. Hey. Add our node tree in here. All right. We might grade the first section and, render it and watch it, but at some point we're going to have to call the police. Is this. All right, first let's get rid of the non-contrast here. Let's add contrast back into it. All right, so I actually might use a CST for these. And we'll use a DCTL here. Okay. That's a little bit better. All right, so we've got our contrast and our saturation back in here. We're going to close that out. Let's go. About there is a good position here. We're going to adjust our exposure here. I'm going to add some of it back in. That's plenty. We're going to go 0.5. Actually, probably 0.3. Let's lift the scene up a little bit. There. Okay, that is good. Not going to be too much. We've obviously got a lot of noise, but let's fix our white balance here. Fix our saturation, pull up our vector scope here. Whew. That is good. Don't think that our sharpening. Oh boy. Musta. Pretty good. Just say hi. Still streaming. You called to make sure I didn't get murdered. I know, not yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna handle it. I know a guy. Yeah, the police here, that they'll, anytime somebody tries to scam them, especially if it's with citizens here, they'll try to get as much information as they can from them, and then they'll call them. That's how they operate here. They don't mess around. So, especially if it's early in the morning and they're already in a bad mood, then yeah. This dude is calling me again. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and call him, get him over here, and then have him call me with them here, and handle it that way. Man, I was really hoping to get through the first section today. Are you done with your shift? Oh, okay. Oh, lucky me. Lucky me. The Dubai police called you? Video called? What? Yeah. Yeah. All right, love. It's 8 a.m. Getting tired of this dude spam calling me, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a call. I will let you know, obviously. All right. I love you. I am going to call them, yes. And I love you. All right, later. I will. All right, later.